Welcome to Chemistry in Detail. Today we are going to study the topic ideal and non-ideal solution. What is an ideal solution? An ideal solution is a solution which obeys Raoult's law for the entire range of concentration. The ideal solution will have two important properties, that is, the enthalpy change when the two pure components are mixed to form a solution will be equal to 0, and also the volume change when the two components are mixed will be equal to 0. That is delta H mix, that is enthalpy of mixing. Enthalpy change during mixing is equal to 0, and the change in volume after mixing will also be equal to 0. Physically, this means that no heat is absorbed or evolved during mixing of the two components to form the solution. Also, the volume of the solution will be equal to the sum of the volumes of the components that were mixed. At the molecular level, we can see that there is only AA interactions in the case of component A, and in the case of component B, we can see BB interactions alone. Whereas in the case of solution containing both A and B, besides AA interactions and BB interactions, you can also see AB interactions. If you look at this figure, you can understand AA interactions in component A, BB interactions in component B, and AB interactions in the case of solution containing both A and B. So all the three interactions prevail in the case of the solution, and the intermolecular forces resulting in the form of AA interaction, BB interaction will be nearly equal to the AB interactions. That is why these solutions are referred to as ideal solutions. A perfectly ideal solution does not exist, but nearly ideal solutions are there. Some examples for ideal solutions are a solution formed by mixing normal hexane and normal heptane, a solution formed by mixing chloroethane and bromoethane, and a solution formed by mixing benzene and toluene. Now we can discuss a graph representing an ideal solution. Look at this graph. We have the vapor pressures of the two components A and B represented on the y-axis, and the mole fractions of components A and B represented on the x-axis. At the left end, you have only component A, and at the right end, you have only component B. That is evident from the mole fractions of component A and B. At the left end, chi A is equal to 1. That means only component A is present at that point. And at the right end, you have chi B is equal to 1 and chi A is equal to 0. That means at the right end, only component B is present. Now look here at the y-axis. Here at this point, you can see marked P0A. What does it mean? It indicates the vapor pressure of pure component A, that is in the absence of B. And if you look at this point, P0B, that represents the vapor pressure of pure component B, that is in the absence of A. Now the Raoult's law is illustrated here. PA is equal to P0A into chi A, and PB is equal to P0B into chi B. That is Raoult's law we discussed in the last class. Now look at the slanting line here. P, it represents the total vapor pressure of the solution, which is the sum of the vapor pressure of component A and the vapor pressure of component B. P is equal to PA plus PB. So far we discussed an ideal solution. Now what will be a non-ideal solution? A non-ideal solution is a solution which does not obey Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. The peculiarity of such solutions is that the vapor pressure will be either higher or lower than that predicted by Raoult's law. If the vapor pressure is higher than that predicted by Raoult's law, then it is known as positive deviation from Raoult's law. And if the vapor pressure is lower than that predicted by Raoult's law, it is known as a negative deviation from Raoult's law. Now here is a graph representing positive deviation. The non-continuous lines, they represent the ideal case, that is the Raoult's law, predicted by the Raoult's law. But the arched lines, you can see this arched line upward, it represents the total vapor pressure of the solution, that is sum of PA and PB. And here this arched line, it represents the vapor pressure of component A, and this arched line, it represents the vapor pressure of component B. Now look at this graph. This represents the negative deviation. Here the arched lines are pointed downwards. So this is the total vapor pressure P, which is the sum of PA and PB, and here you can see arched downwards the vapor pressure of component A, and here arched downwards the vapor pressure of component B. Now we can discuss what is actually happening at the molecular level to cause deviations from Raoult's law. In the case of positive deviation, the vapor pressure is higher than that predicted by Raoult's law. So when the component A alone is present, there is only AA interactions. When only component B is present, there is only BB interaction. When A and B is mixed, what happens is, besides AA interactions and BB interaction, there is AB interaction as well. And the AB interaction is weaker than either AA interaction and BB interactions. So this makes it possible for component A and B to get vaporized easily than when they were in the pure state. Now there are more molecules in the vapor state, which increases the vapor pressure naturally, leading to a positive deviation. If you take the example of ethanol acetone mixture, when ethanol alone is present, there is hydrogen bonding between ethanol molecules. So it is difficult for ethanol molecules to get vaporized due to the presence of hydrogen bonding. Now if you add acetone to it, what happens is the acetone molecules breaks up the hydrogen bonding, and the interaction between ethanol and acetone is not so strong. So this makes it easier for ethanol molecules to get vaporized easily when in solution. So this increases the vapor pressure of the solution. Other examples for positive deviation are ethanol water mixture, carbon disulfide acetone mixture. In the case of negative deviation, the AA interaction and BB interaction is weaker than AB interaction. So here what happens is that the AB interaction is so strong that it is difficult for AA molecules and B molecules to get evaporated and form vapors. This leads to a decrease in vapor pressure, that is a negative deviation from Raoult's law. Here you can see an example, a mixture of acetone and chloroform. So when these two components are mixed, what happens is there is hydrogen bonding between the O of acetone and H of chloroform. So this increases the AB interaction. If you consider this as A and consider this as B, AB interaction is stronger than when molecules of acetone alone were present and molecules of chloroform alone were present. There is no hydrogen bonding in chloroform and there is no hydrogen bonding in the case of acetone. But when these two were mixed, there forms a hydrogen bonding between acetone and chloroform. Other examples for negative deviation are phenol and aniline mixture and water nitric acid mixture. Now, related to the same positive and negative deviation, we are going to discuss something called azeotropes. Azeotropes. Azeotropes are binary solutions, that is a two component solution which have the same composition in the liquid as well as in the vapor phase, and they have a constant boiling point. In such cases, we cannot separate the two components using fractional distillation because the two components boil at the same temperature. There are two types of azeotropes, namely minimum boiling azeotropes and maximum boiling azeotropes. Minimum boiling azeotropes are formed by solutions showing positive deviation, and maximum boiling azeotropes are formed by solutions showing negative deviation. An example for a minimum boiling azeotrope is a mixture of ethanol and water which is obtained by fermentation of sugar. It gives a composition containing 95% by volume of ethanol. So this composition, it boils at a constant temperature, and hence we cannot separate water and ethanol by fractional distillation because it forms the azeotrope. Example for maximum boiling azeotrope is a mixture of nitric acid and water. The composition is 68% nitric acid and 32% water by mass. So this is a constant boiling mixture and it boils at 393.5 Kelvin. So solutions showing negative deviation forms maximum boiling azeotropes, and solutions showing positive deviation from Raoult's law forms minimum boiling azeotropes. We are winding up the class for today. We'll see you shortly with a new topic. Thank you. Have a nice day. Chemistry in detail.